A lot of fun, quick and easy. All right, three, two, one. 3, 2, 1. Hello, Algorators. Court is back in session. I'm Al Reynolds, and this is the Court of Public Opinion. I'll be serving as your judge, and you, the people, will be serving as the jury. Please don't forget, here in the Court of Public Opinion, your words will matter. What you think will matter. So drop down in that comment section. Be sure to hit the like button. Also, be sure to hit that share button if you have subscribe button. If you have been subscribed already, be sure to hit that share button. Don't forget to turn on your notifications. And as all, we love the engagement with all of your comments. All right, let's introduce our legal beagles joining us tonight, which is Ladies' Night. Yep, tonight is Ladies' Night. We're going to deem Friday nights as Ladies' Nights. First up, we have the incredible civil attorney Shatan Turner. Shatan Turner, welcome to the Court of Public Opinion.
Hi, Your Honor. I am glad to be here.
You sound like it. Come on, give me some of that spunk there, Attorney Turner. This is Friday night.
Let's do this.
That's right. And also, let's welcome our entertainment lawyer, Ashley Valenzuela. Ashley, welcome back to the Court of Public Opinion. Ashley, I think you're on mute, beautiful.
You got my last name right that time. I'm proud of you.
Valenzuela, I told you, we're going to get it right eventually. I'll butcher it still, so don't worry. I promise you I'll do that. Welcome, Ashley. Ashley, remind us, what is your emoji that you would like for our algorithms to put in that chat?
The crown for the queen.
All right, the crown for the queen. All right, for Ladies' Night, we have civil attorney Shatan Turner. Don't forget to throw those fire emojis in the chat. And she said the crown for the queen for attorney Ashley, our entertainment lawyer. All right, and tonight is going to be chock full of entertainment gossip. First up, what court is now in session. First up, Missy Elliott, welcome to the Court of Public Opinion, or should we say, Timothy Williams, welcome to the Court of Public Opinion. Missy Elliott wins the legal battle over Aaliyah's heartbroken royalties. Now, Timothy Williams suggests that he, in fact, co-wrote everything with Missy Elliott and that he deserves his money. He says for 3 years, he worked with Missy Elliott and worked with some pretty popular songs that she has charted with, and he won his money. Attorney, this is right up your lane, entertainment attorney. Ashley, tell us what's going on here in this Missy Elliott case.
So it has been an ongoing battle between Williams and Missy Elliott. I think it started back in 2018. However, the song that's in question is from 1996. It's Aaliyah's Heartbroken. And he says that, he was a part of the songwriting process. But, I've been a part of many studio sessions and many different songs and camps. And unless you're on the split sheets, unless you're part of the copyrights, there is no credit that's due. And according to the copyrights and according to ASCAP, which is one of the publishers' rights organizations, there is no mention of this man's name. And it's been 22 years.
How long?
22 years. The song was put out at least in 1996.
Attorney Turner, talk to me, because I thought it was very interesting that the judge who oversaw this case, and this has been in court for a number of years, by the way, this didn't just pop up. The judge said that Williams has failed to offer evidence that he exercised due diligence. So in English terms, for those algorators out there, for those who are new to the law, what exactly does that mean, that he failed to offer evidence that he exercised due diligence? If he shows that he helped write it, if he says that he's been working her for 3 years, what other due diligence is needed?
Well, Your Honor, you have to separate the diligence that he may have exerted in writing the song, assuming that that's appropriate, that somehow when we were kicking it in college, he was collaborating with Missy Elliott and writing songs. That's one issue. That's what he's trying to assert that he has legal rights about. When the judge says that he failed to exercise due diligence. He's saying that he failed to try hard enough to indicate that he had rights. And so there's a legal concept called latches, and latches exist for the proposition to say if you are the individual who's been wronged and you have slept on your rights, then you deserve nothing. Yeah, the law favors those who do not sleep on their rights. The law favors those who are out there trying to get that money or that paper, like Missy. And so Missy, she wrote the songs, she capitalized on the songs, and she has been profiting from those songs since they were written. And I don't know if he was in jail. I don't know if he was asleep. I don't know if he was getting his tussie cat touched. But he did not file a lawsuit within a period of time that was going to give him rights to the song Heartbroken. And so it'll be interesting to see what the judge decides for the other claims. And so that's why in some of the headlines you see big win for Missy Elliott. I think those headlines are a bit misleading, but it was a victory. And so we'll see what happens next.
So this is my question, ladies, and both of you can chime in on this. As it relates to his time period, they have been wrapped up in court for a long time. And for me, when I shared this with you guys in my chambers, for me, when I see these types of stories, it screams to me that a rich person like Missy Elliott and their legal team, great legal team, has kind of like kept him locked up in court over a period of time in which he can't afford to be constantly or continuously battling her over these rights. He's just simply a songwriter. He doesn't have deep pockets. Therefore, he's kind of going to have to take it as he can afford it. Is it fair to say that this could be, in this case, those same instances?
I mean, I'm always reluctant to accuse my colleagues of engaging in some sort of tactic simply to, win on something other than the merits. But, you have to zealously represent your client. And so this case has been going around for 6 years. There are a variety of reasons, discovery, the pandemic, things that delay how cases get tried. And so I'm not sure if Missy's team is trying to drag it out, but you're right. Broke people do not fare well against rich people who can afford to wait it out.
All right. Yeah, Shaitan, Attorney Turner, I can definitely understand that. But like you said, over 6 years, and if you're just a songwriter and going to court over and over, it becomes a very expensive battle. All right, next up, everybody, we're going to keep it moving. Next in the court of public opinion, we're going to welcome the CEO of Telegram because he's being sued. That's right. You heard me correctly. The CEO of Telegram, his name is Pavel Durov, is indicted in France, but he was released on an almost $6 million bail. Can you believe this? Attorney Turner, talk to me about what's going on at Telegram. Now, first of all, a couple of things here. I did not know that Telegram was still one of the largest Telegram messaging services in the world. That I didn't know. And who knew that it was now a place where people were using it to send messages and sex trafficking with kids as well as drugs? Attorney Turner, talk to us about the significance of this Telegram CEO indictment.
I think it's an example to show that everything that progresses does not necessarily progress in a good way. I mean, I remember watching, I don't know if you ever watched Little House on the Prairie. I'm dating myself, but I remember watching Little House on the Prairie back in the day. And remember they had the little Telegram machines.
Yes.
And so to learn that Telegram is still around, still viable, but has somehow become seedy, allegedly. And now the CEO is involved in this conspiracy case and conspiring to have these things happen from a sexual nature, it's really kind of disturbing. But yeah, I'm not entirely sure who is using Telegram because I'm an avid communicator and I didn't know about this until today.
So from what I understand, Counselor, it's a lot of third world countries still use telegrams. And to be honest, a lot of third world countries are also leaders in sex trafficking and child pornography. What I found was interesting, and I would like for you to share with me, Attorney Ashley, they mentioned, because when I first read this headline, I thought that he himself, the CEO, was the one that had child pornography in his personal possession. But instead, the courts have said no, he's indicted on multiple counts, including complicity in the distribution of child sex abuse images. Right? So complicity means what, Attorney Ashley?
So essentially, they're saying that the CEO is being charged with multiple counts of child porno, complying and allowing the platform to be used for whether it's child pornography, drug trafficking, sex trafficking, all of these illegal trades and illegal conversations. And he's knowledgeable about it. They're not alleging that he's doing it and participating in these illegal activities, but he's aware that the platform is being used for these purposes, and he's not stepping in to make any changes to the platform.
Got it. Attorney Turner, does he have a responsibility to step in and stop this type of stuff? Especially considering we thought that Telegram, like you, I thought Telegram was archaic, but obviously it's still the world's largest, because we're not thinking about the countries that still participate in the usage of Telegram. Is he really supposed to be legally held responsible for this type of stuff if he's not knowledgeable, or if he is not participating in it personally?
So, Your Honor, this is an incredibly rich case, and makes me wish that I was still teaching at the law school, because there's so many legal issues. So first, you have the notion that a CEO who did not do anything wrong, that's not even the allegation, but by virtue of him being the captain of the ship and leading the company, that he enabled these bad things to happen. And as a result of this enabling, he was complicit in the crime being committed. And now he's facing criminal charges. It's a wake-up call. And I'm sure that Mark Zuckerberg and Elon Musk, although Elon Musk is a little bit weird, but allegedly, that they're shaking in their boots, because it actually calls into question all of the things that were being testified about with Congress the last election, when Facebook had to attest for those. Now, this is in France, but our tech companies are international. And so if he gets convicted of this, then every single CEO that runs some sort of company where information is exchanged is going to have to look at their compliance department and say, look, we have to do a better job of policing what our users are doing. Now, it'll be interesting, because the users are likely going to, protest against that, because if you are in South Korea, I heard that they were one of the leaders of having this problem,
yes,
engaged in sex trafficking and pornography and using Telegram, you really like for that ish to be quiet, right? You know that it's not a mainstream kind of thing to do. And so it also begs the question whether or not there's something about this platform that makes it easier to communicate through the platform, almost like you're communicating through the dark web.
That's really crazy.
I don't really know too much about the platform. I don't have it myself, and I also don't know what they're doing in the third world countries to use it. But the persons that I've heard mention Telegram and the things that are done over this Telegram app are so they can't be tracked, and so they can't, use IP or things like that. That's a commonly known thing here in the States. So if it's commonly known here, I'm wondering if it is known abroad for having that reputation as well.
Right.
Well, actually, spill the tea. Spill the tea. What kind of stuff are these people doing? I'm here for it.
I plead the fifth. No, but there's a lot of, and I think we're going to be getting to some PPP things. There's scammers and trackers and drugs and all types of things. And I've heard many times, do you have a Telegram? Do you have Telegram? Are you on Telegram? And those are kind of the only applications that are being used, not even WhatsApp, not iMessage, not Instagram. It's something about this specific app that is synonymous it's sounding like to the black web type of
Right.
exchange.
Now, let me ask you this.
I'm gonna go. I have to go off topic for just 1 second, because what I am hearing Ashley say is that when I return to the dating market, if someone asks me to communicate on Telegram, I need to say no.
Abort mission. Abort mission.
No, you better not run. You know, at our age, we got to get what's been offered, sweetheart. You got to talk to them and then confirm. You got to confirm them.
I don't know.
You got to transform them. You can't mark them out. That's what's wrong with women today. Y'all can't.
If you're not here next week, I'm gonna know you downloaded Telegram.
You know, on a serious note, that is very funny. On a serious note, it reminds me kind of how anything that happens in a McDonald's franchise, people feel like because it's McDonald's that there's deep pockets. So whether it's a chicken nugget falling on their child and burning their leg or coffee too hot, people are saying, okay, I don't mind the franchise being held responsible. We'll attack them, but we also want to attack the brand of McDonald's or the big McDonald's, because we know that's where the big pockets are. And that sounds like what's happening here. Am I hearing that correctly, Attorney Turner?
It does sound like that. And on a serious note, it sounds like from what Ashley was saying is that it's well known in people who are interested in this kind of communication that if you want to be seedy and shady, go on Telegram. And if that's the case, they may find through the discovery that there is something in the marketing or in the tracking or lack thereof, that Telegram is doing this intentionally to allow for it to be used in this way. And so the CEO might need to be held accountable for that. I'll be interested in seeing how this case turns out.
Yeah, I think I'm very interested in seeing how this case works out. And also, algoritmos, if you have any Telegram experience, or if any of you have Telegram, the app, drop down in the chat and talk to us about it and how it works. And maybe we'll have you on as we keep you updated on this particular story. All right, ladies, as ladies' nights gets,
do not divulge anything that might lead to your own arrest. So follow Al's advice, but please, Algorators, do not disclose anything in the chat that might get yourself
unless you got some sexy pictures. All right, next up, as the night gets hot with the ladies, next up, poor Mauricio from the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Welcome to the court of public opinion. This case right here is interesting. He is being accused and charged with money fraud for obtaining over $3 million in PPP loans that his company did not need. And let me share some interesting facts around this, guys. As of mid-2023, I want all of our algoritmos to know that the Department of Justice and the Small Business Administration have aggressively pursued fraud cases related to PPP loans, especially if you received $1 million or more. They're charging you with wire fraud, bank fraud, conspiracy to defraud the government, and money laundering. And these are only a few of the charges. So if you got a PPP loan and you know that you did it illegally, they are allowing you to turn yourself in. They're saying they are focusing specifically on those loans that were $1 million and higher. And investigators have revealed that over 1,600 or 1,800 people were charged with defrauding the PPP loan program by the Department of Justice. All right, everybody.
I got to say what your friend Nene Leakes was saying. He wasn't on my show, right? He was on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. So
that's right, Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. And I'm so sad because I used to love this couple when I watched this show. They were a very attractive couple, had beautiful kids. Attorney Ashley, tell me exactly what's going on this particular case as the entertainment specialist on our Court of Public Opinion today.
So before our news story, I didn't even know that they were from the Real Housewives. I knew them on a Netflix spinoff of his real estate company with his daughters in the real estate company. But apparently, this is where the real estate company blew up, is based upon these outrageous and exaggerated PPP loans that they were applying for. It's showing that their business, just the real estate agency, grew by $6.5 billion in 2020 and $11 billion in 2021. That's
interesting. That's
extreme.
interesting because who was moving during COVID? Nobody was buying houses in COVID. Well, actually, you know what? That's not true, right, Attorney Turner? A lot of people were escaping the large metropolitan areas and buying homes outside of the large cities because that's where COVID was affecting people the most. Go ahead, Attorney Turner. Sorry, didn't mean to turn you off.
That's okay. What I was going to say, one quick thing, and part of the reason why his getting these loans is under scrutiny and being alleged as fraudulent is that his company was not primarily in a traditional real estate company, which was about like having realtors who are buying and selling homes. Those companies did suffer during COVID. He was more of a real estate investment company, and they have evidence to show that it actually was growing anyway. And that, so the allegation is he didn't need the money in order to satisfy the terms that the money was supposed to be used for, that he was just being greedy. And here's part of the problem. Money was flying out of the federal government during COVID.
That's
and I think the controls were not in place. And so anybody who had a company, I remember people telling me, oh, get a PPP loan. And I was like, why would I do that? And the answer was, everybody's getting money. And so he got the money. And now he's having to be held accountable for it. And he probably thought he was going to get away with it because he's cute, right? He's real cute. And he's attractive for so long, he thought it wasn't going to get tracked, and now he's going to have to account for it. What I believe his best defense is I didn't know. The rules were not clear. I applied for it because it was a crisis. I did not know how it was going to affect my company. It appeared that I was going to need the money, and I made the application in good faith.
You know what, Attorney Turner, I have to agree with you because I remember when I applied for all my PPP loans through the bank and everything, in the very beginning, you could make up any number you wanted to. It was just really weird how, and there was no check and balance to it. Luckily, I also got mine forgiven, which, whew, thank goodness I had my CPA do it, because I know a lot of people were not that diligent or didn't do a due diligence because no due diligence was required. It was like everybody was going out here getting the money and they were getting it in record time. All right, everybody, before we move on, these likes aren't liking, the numbers aren't numbering. Be sure to hit that like button. If you're enjoying the show, throw in that fire emojis for that spicy Attorney Turner, and don't forget to throw in those it's the queen emoji for the lovely Ashley Valenzuela. All right, and don't forget to drop in the comments and turn on those notifications as well. Next up, everybody, in the court of public opinion on Ladies' Night, Lil Baby. Oh my goodness, Lil Baby got arrested. He got arrested in Nevada for carrying a gun without the appropriate license. All right, now
picture. Y'all just made him look like a criminal.
He looked like a convict. He looked like he's guilty. Oh my goodness, he looks like he's guilty. And look, his cornrows are looking like mine. We both need a new set.
Oh, Lord.
All right, our entertainment attorney Ashley actually had a front seat because she was hanging out that weekend supposedly with Lil Baby at a party. Ashley, explain to us where you were and what was going on and what happened with Lil Baby.
So the tea is, I wasn't hanging out with Lil Baby, but I was in Los Angeles at James Harden's birthday party waiting on Lil Baby, just like everybody else was. He was supposed to perform. Him and the NBA player are best friends. He was set to perform. Everybody's waiting for him to show up. And at that exact same time, he's over in Vegas getting arrested. And on his arrest video, you can even see him saying, "My jet's leaving at 9 something. I'm going to James Harden's birthday."
All right, hold that thought right there. Bailiff, let us see that video, please.
Oh. Hey, you got a phone? Yeah. Come here. Hey, come here. Hey, I need 20 bands. Call his number for me. Hey, security, the black guy. Call his number for me. Locking me up for a gun, but I got license. Security, fuck your job. I give you 200 bands a year. I swear to God, security. I give you 200 bands a year. You don't make 200 bands here. Let me go.
All right, Attorney Turner. All right, Bailiff, thank you very much. Attorney Turner, can you talk to us here? Now, Lil Baby is asserting that he lives in the state of Georgia. And the lawyer said that, in fact, in the state of Georgia, Lil Baby has a license to carry, right? However, he carried the gun across borders to the state of Nevada. Attorney Turner, talk to us about the laws in Nevada. And this is very important, algoriters, because I know a lot of people, even if you live close to a border, a lot of us carry our guns across borders. And what law exists in one state does not always mean that you can exercise that exact same law in the next state. Attorney Turner, can you talk to us about this, please?
I can. And right before I do, I just wanted to say I can't hear somebody say anything about bands without thinking about that old song, "Bands Will Make You Dance." And so I just was looking
that
for
song.
the security guard to start twerking. Okay. Here's the thing about concealed carry, and this might be relevant for algoriters. I'm not saying that your audience is packing, but they might be. And so there's a misconception that you can't carry guns across state lines. That is not true. You can. There's a federal law that protects interstate commerce, and one of the things that's protected is your ability to carry your weapon across state lines, provided that you had a concealed carry permit in the state of origin. Where it gets more complicated, and this is probably where Lil Baby made a mistake, is that whether you are entitled to have that weapon in another state to stop there and not just travel through, that is a function of state law. So when you're crossing state lines, that's a federal issue, and there's a federal law that protects you. But when you land in that state, stop driving or get off a plane, and you're in that state, then you have to make sure that the state where you are, that you comply with that law. And it gets complicated because the federal law says you have to separate your ammunition from the gun, and then different states have different rules about where the ammunition can be. So what I would recommend is not take your gun anywhere, but if you're going to, make sure that you're straight in the state where you're going. In this case, Nevada, I think they're just trying to complicate people, maybe get some money. They have identified 28 states that they have reciprocity with, so that they allow, if you have a concealed carry permit in the state where you came from, and you're from one of 28 states, you can have that gun in Nevada. Curious rule, considering they have so many tourists, but that's their rule. Unfortunately for Lil Baby, Georgia is not one of those states, right? So Lil Baby came from a state, thought he was good because he had a concealed carry permit, got to Nevada. Apparently somebody must have become aware of it, otherwise he wouldn't have gotten arrested, right? And only to find out that he wasn't good. Now, why would his lawyer mention the permit at all if it didn't matter in Nevada? Here's the reason. In order to get convicted for a crime, you have to have what they call mens rea. You have to have intent, right? And so in this case, what his lawyer is likely trying to do is to say, he just made a mistake. He's Lil Baby. He was excited about going to James Harden's party. He's a celebrity. People are after him. That's why he had it, was for protection. He thought he was good in Nevada. He wasn't good, but it wasn't because he was trying to break the laws, because it was a mistake. That's a card you play as a lawyer when you don't have really good cards. You ain't got no spades. Or you're playing a high club, hoping that you can beat whatever.
Well, this is the deal, Attorney Turner. You had me. I was listening to you. I was agreeing with you, except for he was past the gun. Someone passed the gun to him, and I'm going to assume maybe it was his driver or his security or something, passed the gun to him at a club or at a hotel or at a casino somewhere. I'm sorry, go ahead, Attorney Ashley.
He had the gun originally in his belt. He had it in his waistband, and then he passed it to somebody else. And that's how the security.
Okay, there we go. It was passed. So that was what threw the red flag to want to know if the gun was registered, just to let you know. But this is the takeaway, and I'm glad you shared this, Shaitan. When you cross those borders, you got to know which states allow it and which states don't. Otherwise, you can find yourself in a sticky situation like Lil Baby. And I'm sure, he probably missed out on some money performing at that party that Ashley was going to be twerking at. But hey,
I mean, but really, the T is he missed out on me, if we're being honest.
Y'all might be in love right now. Y'all might be in love right now, Ashley.
It's ladies' night. You feel me?
You're right.
Jail, so you know where to find him.
No. He bailed out.
That's right. You're an attorney too, so you could easily go visit him in jail. Use that badge.
I showed up. It was only a $5,000 cash bond. I was too busy waiting on him to perform.
All right, everybody. As we go into the last story of the night, Dancing with the Stars arrested for domestic violence. Can you believe this? All right, as I said, I butcher names all the time, so I'm gonna butcher this one too. Dancing with the Stars pro Artem Chinvinsviv, husband of the former WWE star Nikki Garcia, was arrested for domestic violence. Entertainment attorney Ashley, talk to us about this case. What is going on with the WWE star Nikki? And who knew that a dancer knew how to throw hands?
So they, the two started dating some years ago, and it's interesting to note that the fiance is a former WWE star. So that makes for some interesting arguments.
Yeah, it seems to me that she would have body slammed that little twinkle toe dancer. No.
You know, that's kind of where I was going with it. But she also posted after his arrest, or during his arrest, she posted that she was in a different area. She was in Napa whenever he was arrested for the battery. So as I'm looking at it, I have a lot of questions surrounding what the real issue is here.
Okay, no, I thought it said that she was actually she was also in Napa. No, she was there too. However, a recent post shared on Instagram story hints that she was also in Napa at the time of her husband's arrest. So I think in that case, she was throwing a wink that, hey, that, I'm familiar with what's going on. I was there and it was me. That's how I read it. Attorney Turner, what did you?
That's my understanding. There was a call and the police showed up and he was arrested on site and they found evidence of injuries. So I'm not sure when she went to Napa. The other interesting part of the story was that they were celebrating their anniversaries and she had been at the spa. And so she did post a picture, but I think maybe when it posted on Instagram, maybe it was a delay, maybe she had boomerang or something, but I think she was there and he got arrested after they saw her injuries.
Got it. Now, this is what's interesting. She is a WWE professional. Have you seen those ladies? I would be afraid to put my hands on them. And to think that he's like a professional dancer from Dancing with the Stars, that's like ballroom dancing. It's just the image. It's the image of this that's messing with my head.
It is, but I got to stand, even though I'm a small woman, I have to stand up for my WWE and larger women and just say that anybody can be a victim of domestic violence. He could have been a bully. She may have had their kid, near her or something. And so she may have been afraid for her safety in some other ways, or he might just be a little punk and he sucker punched her. Maybe her back was turned to him and he decided to do it. But the other thing is, my daughter is a ballerina. She's going to start with this pre-professional company in the fall. And I have to tell you, those dancers might look small, but they are cut. They are all muscle. So don't sleep on what he might be able to do.
That's true. You're right. All right, everybody. What a ladies' night. I'm sorry. What did you say, Attorney Ashley?
I was going to say dance is one of the toughest sports on the physical body. It really is.
Yeah, it really is. I was just talking junk because when I see the guys on Dance with the Stars, they look so statuesque and so, compliant, not submissive, if you will. But anyway, all right, what a night we had tonight with the ladies on the ladies' night. This is a part of the show which we surrender our verdicts. So first up, ladies, let's go. All right, Missy Elliott, is Timothy Williams guilty or not guilty of exercising his due diligence? Attorney Turner, what say you?
He slept on his rights, and I feel bad because I do think that there might be some truth to this because he's been so persistent. Yeah,
so is he guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
All right, guilty of sleeping on his rights. Okay, Attorney Ashley, is Timothy Williams guilty or not guilty of proving that he did not do his due diligence?
He's guilty. File your copyrights.
Oh, wow. All right. This is Al in the court of public opinion. We can have a different opinion. And that's what I do of these two attorneys. I'm going to say that Timothy Williams is not guilty. And the reason being is I know a lot of songwriters and producers in the business that when they're getting started and trying to make it, they don't always cross their T's and dot their I's correctly. And a lot of the people who have the money, like the record labels, as well as the talent, beat them down in court and court costs because they know that they don't have the money. Missy Elliott, come on, beautiful. You've won everything. You've been inducted into the Hall of Fame. Give Timothy Williams his money. I'm going to find him not guilty. And I'm going to find Missy Elliott guilty of exercising her legal rights with a great legal team. All right, next up, we have the Telegram CEO. Ooh, this is messy. Is he guilty or not guilty for knowingly supporting child abuse images as well as drug trafficking on his platform? Attorney Ashley, are you sleeping in my court with your hand on your face?
No,
I'm just in my court.
Guilty. He's guilty.
All right, he's guilty. All right, Attorney Chatan Turner, is he guilty or not guilty?
I'm going to find him not guilty because they're such serious allegations that I need more information.
Right. I think I'm agree with you. This is Al, and I'm the judge here in the court of public opinion. I'm going to find the CEO of Telegram not guilty. Not guilty because I need for him to create a special task force to look into this. And if that task force finds that these things are actually going on, I think he needs to shut it down and he needs to be transparent in the entire process. If not, bring him back to the fire. Let's put him over it. Next up, everybody, we have Mauricio from the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Is he guilty or not guilty of abusing the PPP loan? Attorney Turner, what say you?
He's not guilty. Like I said, it was confusing. I think this is going to turn out well for him.
Oh, attorney, you're a sucker for a handsome man.
Oh, exactly. I am. You know I am.
All right, Attorney Ashley, is Mauricio guilty or not guilty of money fraud and ward fraud and lying to the government?
He's guilty.
All right. I agree. I'm Al, and I'm the judge here in the court of public opinion. I think such a high-profile television personality like that got some bad advice. I find him guilty. Guilty as charged. You've been on television for more than 10 years, and you know that everything you or your family does is going to be under heavy scrutiny. You are guilty. Report to jail immediately. Next up, we have
Mauricio.
Call you. Oh my God, my lawyers have no shame. Next up, Lil Baby. Lil Baby is arrested. Is Lil Baby guilty or not guilty? Attorney Ashley, after hearing tonight's facts about crossing lines and having license in the state of Nevada, is he guilty or not guilty?
He is not guilty.
Ooh, you have a license and you're going to sit on this good internet and say that. Attorney Turner, what say you? Is he guilty or not guilty?
He's guilty. He should have researched the rules before he got there. I feel for him, but he's guilty.
Yeah, this is Al in the court of public opinion. And Ashley, you wanted him to call you, I see. We're going to find Lil Baby guilty. Guilty as charged. Lil Baby,
I'll bail him out
again. Lil Baby, you make way too much money and you have way too many people around you. You can't make these type of mistakes because people are waiting around the corner to find you guilty and put you in jail just like this and embarrass you publicly. Let's do better, son. All right, last up, the Dancing with the Stars star arrested for domestic violence. Is he guilty or not guilty in that red? Look at that. That's hot. What say you, Attorney Ashley?
I say he's not guilty only because I need more facts.
All right, Attorney Chatan Turner, is he guilty or not guilty?
I think he's guilty. They arrested him on site. There were injuries, and I read somewhere that he is a bit of an asshole. So, allegedly.
All right, in the court of public opinion, I have to say this. I'm always going to stand on the rights of the woman who's being abused. I'm going to find this Dancing with the Stars Firebird Guilty. Guilty is charged. All right, everybody. Thank you for joining us tonight on Ladies Night. Attorney Turner, Attorney Valenzuela, thank you once again. And everyone else, go out because it's Friday night. And thank you for joining us here on the court